So I guess this is NCOH, something along those lines. So basically some of the hydrogen is getting put onto the cyanic, and we also get free hydrogen. That's my point here. We're taking the 3 hydrogen on the ammonia. We're giving 1 of it to make the cyanic, and then we have a free set of hydrogen. HOCN. All right, there you go. So it does make sense. Methane. There's your C, and ammonia. There's your N. Uh, where's your O? Where's your O? Your O, I guess, is coming from coal for this particular process. From the air, yes. The O is from the air. It's not like we have an O2 method of production, but it's like, well, where's the O come from on this cyanic? I can see the N is the ammonia, and we've got the C, the carbon from the methane. We've also got way more hydrogen, by the way. Just we've got way more hydrogen, by the way. Just not being represented on the output. We are somehow losing a whole bunch of hydrogen atoms in this. Just by the way, we are losing a whole bunch of hydrogen. I don't think you can add another uh I don't think the quenching tower has another input port. By the way, Pyanodon, if you wanted to add oxygen, you would need to add another port to this building. Because these have 2 input, 3 output on the quenching towers. They don't have one on the other side, I don't think. So from air, yes. So it's from the air for the oxygen on the cyanic. I mean, what are the other methods of the cyanic again? Oh, high tech. Hello, welcome. Give me something. I don't care. I literally don't care what you can give me right now. Uh, it doesn't matter. Nothing is of value. Here, vanilla uranium processing. Go. We can do vanilla and get like vanilla uranium power. We can make fuel cells, all that good, beautiful stuff. But it's pointless without the fuel reprocessing and the the Covarex process. Uh, all right, moving on. Also, I need to like be very, very cognizant of the fact that this is a number greater than 1200 on both of these here on the Moondrop greenhouse. So need to be very, very careful. Also, this is a number equal to 1200 on the ammonia, so it can be a little problematic getting that actual output. Did anyone dare to do pi nuclear on stream? I see, it's not really nuclear, it's fusion. Yeah, it's fusion in the Pi suite, and no, I have not done fusion, but I will have to. But I will have to do fusion at some point. Because we need tritium to complete the game. We need tritium to make Schrodinger antelope, our first Schrodinger antelope. So yeah, it's required to go into fusion now. So tritium is a product of the fusion stage 1, little bit of tritium. Which, that requires some stuff. as well as the stage 2 will actually consume some tritium. It gives you back 5. It consumes 15 of the tritium, so yeah, primarily from the first step here. So as long as you can do it, you have a chance to get your blanket back, and you have a chance to get a diverter back, and you have a chance to get some amount of wall shields back, and some superconducting magnetic units back. And it's this supercritical steam that is what's going to make your power. It also takes liquid helium and gives you half back as helium. Just, by the way, it's the 30 liquid is equal to 300 standard helium, I think, and you get just half of it back that you can then immediately convert back into liquid helium by adding gasoline. If my memory is correct on that. You also get some helium-3, tritium, good stuff, steam that you can heat back up, I guess, or something. It's in a fusion reactor. But yeah, stuff. What is next step? What is next step? Probably this section here of the 40 beautiful chemical plants. Making me ammonia. Liquid 10 times denser than gas. Yes, usually it is. Doink. That. There. That. There. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I am now out of pipe to ground. I have some pipe to ground. Oh, I have the ammonia recipe now. I've had the ammonia recipe forever. For a very long time, I've had this ammonia recipe. From nitrogen, hydrogen. I've had this for a while. No, my complaints about urea still stand. Like, my complaints about urea are irrespective of using it to make ammonia. Like, that was only part of the problem. It's the urea itself and making the urea itself. That's the problem. All right, let's see. Yeah. Do I offset by like that? Okay, what does this do? Besides look really messy. So, besides looking really messy, what this does is it keeps the hydrogen split. It keeps the hydrogen split, but it shares the nitrogen. But it shares the nitrogen. Urea is fine in the later phases of the game. I will say that in the later phases of the game, where you have access to much better biotic recipes, urea is less of a problem. It is specifically the early game where urea can be a problem when especially it is the only option for ammonia slash ammonia cyanic to do your initial circuits. That in and of itself is going to prevent a certain level of scale in the early game. Otherwise, the other things urea is used for, it like I still don't see it for fungal substrate. Any fungal substrate. Like I just don't see it at the cost of the ammonia for what you get out of it. It's just eh. Just, urea, it can get used for several things, but I don't know. Especially when the urea is going to get consumed in biopolymers. I'm thinking real late, like real far down the line, where urea is biopolymers and you need like F tons of biopolymers in the end. Like going into the late game, this is the biopolymer recipe that will get used, because silver foam is atrocious in its material costs. This is the one that gets used, but it's urea to make it still, and that's where the bulk of the urea production is going to go later in the game. And that's what I have to think about. It's like, hey, urea is big for a build, just inherently big build to do urea. Just, I could totally have like 20 urea out of this alone if it was operating fully from all this stupid wastewater, but hey. It's big. Okay? It's big. I did not grab any Mark II thingies, did I? No. I was not thinking about the electrolysis process, and that is where all discussions will end for the moment, as it is now time to take a brief break. It is the halfway point in the stream, making it that time yet again for our break. I will be back in a few minutes. And I have returned. Welcome back. Okay, next thing on the list here is the nitrogen, which I fortunately do have all of the stuff for. So let's grab those and grab the other things. Where are they? Those things. Why did I close my pin? I don't know. Autopilot. That's what I'll blame. I'll blame my own internal autopilot on closing that window. So, nitrogen. We need 400 per second of the nitrogen, as well as a way to get rid of this purest nitrogen, as well as a way to get rid of this little bit of oxygen that gets produced there. So, both of those are going to be tailing spawns. Guaranteed. That is not the thing, that's the thing. Oh boy, 20 of these, with a spacing of 1 between. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's half. Note that exists too as a recipe, but we're just going to completely ignore that one's existence for the moment. That is what I want. Right there. Now the rotation doesn't really matter on these. This is okay. That's fine. Ish. Just gonna think about this for a slight second. Yeah, I will put these down. So on the input oxygen slash, pressured air, the input pressured air is just one Mark II machine. That is not the one. That is the one. Each one of these is 40, and hey, it takes 40, so it's quite useful to keep the correct mark levels with each other of these two things when doing this. And it makes it relatively simple. Now, the thing I was thinking about is when I place this in reverse, yeah, that's what would happen if I try to keep it that close. So I have to have at least one tile between these. And I can force it to be one tile by doing exactly this on the placement of the remaining 10 pressure pumps. So that when I do the copy paste, it will come out just fine. I'm just going to grab all of that, make sure that it has the perfect amount of space. These all need to go get connected. And of course, this will go out here. Yeah, King has missed stuff. Has he missed anything besides the lead work? I mean, technically we haven't even begun the lead work. We have, but we also haven't. So I'm doing a dedicated cyanic acid factory. That's what I'm in the middle of doing right now, is dedicated cyanic acid. Why dedicated cyanic acid? Because I need some cyanic for the lead processing build. That's like step 1 of processing from lead dust. Step 1 from lead dust is to have cyanic, add cyanic, and, I sort of do need extra cyanic for other things. So, yeah, I figured, you know what, let's just have a dedicated spot for the cyanic and go from there. Off screen, I did do a little bit of dedicated seaweed king, so hey, there's 150 per second if I had all these buildings placed of seaweed. Also, blood for the blood god has happened off screen because it's an identical build to the guts. So blood is the exact same build as the guts, just blood instead of guts at the end. So 600 blood per second for the blood god, and various random fixes, train station modification, adding the in and out here and waiting stations so that they can get into this a little bit more easily from this main line. Modules in various places around the base just to fix the biomass stuff. That's what I had done off screen. And now Cyanic. Alright, so what I will do is I will grab all of this shenaniganry, flip it, and paste it. See how simple that is? And that, it would help if I actually had all of the oxygen piping done. Yeah, that would help. So that should be all the piping set. Okay, there's a trick here. In that I don't actually need any of this. And instead I can do that. How much pure? 480. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Save my pipe. Good. I need a tailings pond. Where did that come from? Don't know. Tailings. That. Also, tailings for the other thingy, too. The oxygen. The generation of oxys. And then these are just hydrogen, and they'll be way off to the side. Yeah, the kitties are fine as well. They are adapting. It takes like at least 2 weeks for them to get sorted, be their normal selves, anyway, for the most part. How to manage quantities with them with bulk loaders. If you don't want to load a full train, well, if you don't want to load a full train, you set the, like, trains act, the cargo wagons act as chests. So it has the same limit as chests. Like like it it's a chest, right? On the wagon itself. So if you don't want your bulk loader to load all the stuff in the wagon, you just limit the wagon. Just limit the wagon. And these do take circuit connections. But I don't know if you can yeah, it's just read contents on them, sadly. So you can't tell it to stop based off of stuff. And loaders generally don't have circuit connections either, unless you can find a loader that does. Bulk rail loaders come with a disable signal. Do they now? Well, that'd be something to look into. So if I had like a arithmetic. Let's see. So you're saying there is a disable signal on. There it is. Disable rail loader. Right there. Disable rail loader. So you can say, if you had a decider combinator, you could say if the signal from the rail loaders is greater than or equal to something, output disable. And ideally it disables it if it sees that signal on the circuit network. Ideally, that would be the behavior. Oh god, roadblock. Roadblock! Let's make this not a roadblock anymore. That would be ideal. Now, I'm just guessing that that's how that works. But hey, that signal has to exist for a reason. It must exist for a reason. Well, at least I have latex. I don't have as much as I would like, but hey, rarely do we ever have as much as we like of stuff. Why? No. Really? I could've sworn I... Things. Stuff. Give me landfill. Also, what? Get rid of that moss. I am here to grab electrolyzers. That's why I'm here. I am here for the electrolyzers. All of the electrolyzers. Where are you? Here. Give me all of them. I don't care that I only need 14. But, sure. Stuffs. Things. Spares. Spares for the vehicle. Oops. Ah, so that would be, yeah, if you're using much larger stack sizes, I can see situations where even limiting the cargo wagon to even one slot would still be a bit too much stuff. That explains a lot. Also, how many of those did I even have? Hey, seaweed. Take stuff. Thanks. Why would you need a stack size multiplier already with the pie suite? It's like, huh? Don't we already have stack size 500 for most stuff? 500, 300, 200, 100 of a lot of things? It's like, how is that not good enough? Also, I'm like way past where I'm supposed to be. Also, that's done, that's done. That's ish done. I'm not quite done with you yet because, ahem, chromium. Chromium! Yes, I have giga ore patches. So what? I want like all of the ore. Also, excuse me, but I forgot the stuff here too. Well, alrighty then. I saws it that it was missing. Now, there is a nice convenient spot on all of these, fortunately, to put inserters. Unfortunately... Oh, no, we're good. We're good on the spacing. We are perfect on the spacing. There are no problems with spacing around here. Just stick these inserters in every empty spot along the line. Why do I have so much landfill? Because I'm using alien biomes, and alien biomes has a tendency to place shallow water in certain areas, and I just wanted to make sure that I had landfill for the areas of shallow water that I see exists. You know, like all of this right here. All of this is unbuildable terrain. Right? So, yeah, that's a lot of landfill to fill all that when I need that space at some point, if I ever use that space. So, while I don't have any lakes at all, I have water disabled on this map, I still need landfill because alien biomes adds water. in the form of shallows. You can walk through it, but you can't build on it. And it has come up on occasion where I've had to fill the shallows. See, even more shallows here, and we can see that I have filled in this area a bunch of the shallow water while doing this build. So that is that explained. Which of you is the chromium again? Wait, what? What? Cyanic chromium. Cyanic moondrop. Gee, I hope I don't need extra stations from where I'm building this. Oops. And I hope that doesn't break the thing either. Here, let me redo the stuffs. Just to reset the names on that manually. I don't trust TSM anymore. Stuff. Like, how much belt really gets saved? A few units. It's like, do I really need this splitter here? Or do I just go over, down, and then down to here? It's like, really? That's not that many. Units of belt that get saved. May as well just do that. Okay, make sure that the power is connected between these. Make sure that I get power out here. Yeah, let's get the power poles down the center. That's powering literally everything. Sounds like a beautiful idea, for the exception that I do need one there. How's the new Tholins going? That's a good question. How are the new Tholins going? Ahem. Oh, by the way, I did notice there is a commit in Pi Alien Life that halves the titanium cost of cages. That will be coming soon. In our next Pi Alien Life release, we will have cages at half the cost. Yay. It's glorious. At half the titanium cost. And also, King has sort of been working on a rewrite of the switching of fluids between the oil and natural gas. Oh, there's one that speeds up the lead recipes. Good! Good. I probably would have preferred a crafting speed change on the flotation cells, but that works. It works. It fixes the inherent issue with the lead stuff.